Hey, I'm Cindy.
I'm Todd. We're starting the Camping in the Black Belt series in extreme North Dallas County at Grist Park.
We are going to hike and fish and boat and all kinds of fun stuff.
We're even going to camp. So join us. Let's see what they've got at Grist Park.
We got to Grist Park early on a Friday afternoon. Cindy got her trailer parked and leveled. Now she's deploying the awning with one button. Camper Kingdom set her up with a really nice RV. She's going to show us around now.
So for this edition of Camping in the Black Belt, we have a loaned RV from Camper Kingdom in Meridian, Mississippi. They have so many of these that are very reasonably priced. And so this one is 28 feet. It has a kitchen, full kitchen, 3 eyes, has an oven, and it has a freezer and a fridge. And this table, and the table actually flattens out and it can be a bed. I think it sleeps 10, which is kind of crazy. I think maybe 5 would be great, but you could get 10 in here if you had to. It has a radio that I actually had on earlier, and it has speakers throughout here and speakers outside, which makes it really awesome. So it has bunk beds, 2 bunk beds, and they are actually double beds. They are so roomy. Right now I'm using it for storage since it's just me and my dog, but this is so roomy. It also has cords where you can plug it in and charge your phone, and so it's perfect for the kids. It also has a bathroom, and this is where I can brush my teeth, and hygiene is great, and it's easier to do when you have a sink. And it has a full bathroom. Check this out. I have my vacuum in here because, hey, you gotta stay clean, right? And that has a bathtub, which is pretty unique. I wonder how bubble bath would go in there. So then it also has a couch, which you can sit if you are in between things. This mount for the TV. And which I don't have one, but that's because I read more and I'll maybe use my iPhone, but the Wi-Fi is not terrific out here. So, and then it has a bedroom, and I actually made up my bed and everything. It has a little blue lights if I wanted that for reading, but this is, and it has a curtain so I can have privacy. If there was anyone else in here, they said it sleeps 10.
This RV or one just like it could be yours. Just go to Camper Kingdom in Meridian. They've got 2 locations. One's on Highway 45 North, the other one's South Frontage Road. You can see their amazing inventory at the Camper Kingdom website, which is camperkingdom.com. Now, we deploy my awning. That was just a little bit different from Cindy's awning. Thanks, Donnie.
As Cindy and I take you camping in the Black Belt, I'll be staying in my vintage 1977 13-foot all fiberglass Trillium trailer. The little Trillium makes for a cozy living arrangement for a weekend. How about we go inside and see what it looks like inside the Trillium trailer? Welcome to the interior of my 13-foot Trillium trailer. There's the bed, there's the closet. We have some storage where I'll put, like big pots and pans, and there's my little gas stove runs on propane, and my sink where I can brush my teeth and wash my face and wash dishes. When I wash dishes, I'll put a little collapsible tub up here on the stove. So I like to use Dawn because it's biodegradable, and you only need a little blip of it to really clean anything. Rinse in the sink, and then put the dishes in the cupboard up there. That's dishes and cups and coffee pot and French press. My favorite kind of coffee, French press coffee. Down below, there's a really big furnace and heater. But since it's so close to the bed and it does get too hot, I prefer a little electric space heater There's also a refrigerator. It's a true refrigerator. Unfortunately, that's the one thing on this vintage Trillium that doesn't work. So I'm either going to have this repaired or replace it altogether with a newer RV refrigerator unit. And that way I'll actually have a refrigerator, which would be kind of nice. Or you might say, that sure would be cool.
Part of camping in the Black Belt, we want to show you some of the different things you can do for food while you're camping. Some easy things, some things that are a little more involved. But on a Friday afternoon after setting up camp, I personally like to do something easy. We'll have to see what Cindy has planned.
In here I have two different types of MRE. This one is what you would get, typical military MRE. That's what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight. This one, it's the same basic thing, but it's called a humanitarian meal. These things you can order at just about any camping supply or military supply place. You can get them by the case. You can get them individually. They're very easy to use. An MRE, one of the things they usually have is a little oven, chemical oven. Put it down in the back. Put it in your little cardboard. Now it's warmed up in the little heater. Open up a little spoon, and then we just have dinner.
While the guys are eating MREs for dinner, I have brought salmon. We're going to have a very healthy meal, and I brought my favorite seasonings, and I just keep it in the cabinets because we have plenty of cabinets. We're going to coat it up, and I already turned my oven on, which is really awesome because, you know, with the propane, my oven, it works just like a gas. It's just like a gas stove oven, and so it's been heating up a while. Now we can put this in here, and what's awesome is I also have a microwave. So I brought steamable broccoli that was free in the freezer and 90-second wild rice, you know, easy breezy. And so I will be making this next, and this is going to be my meal while they're eating MREs. Now everything is complete and it is all lovely and plated. So now my favorite part is my wine, because we are glamping, remember? Now I made sure to get one that has a screw top because I have had issues where I forget to bring a bottle opener, so I didn't have to worry about that this time. And now we are ready for our glamping meal. Cheers.
After dinner, Cindy, Donnie, and I decided it was time to go fishing. We started off fishing for catfish.
Chicken liver and chicken blood, as stinky as it can be. So we're gonna mush this on there. The mushier the better. Lob it out there. I don't know exactly where it gets deep. All right, let it sink. And then just close it off when you think you're kind of near. We'll use our rod holder if it'll do it. Just
Wrong one.
big. I love fishing at sunset.
You know, I haven't done this in so long. I love it. I'm going to dedicate this one to Big Daddy. I got a Big Daddy shirt and a Big Daddy jacket, doing something Big Daddy always loved to do.
Yes. He'd be proud of you today.
He'd be proud.
So yeah, it's awesome. It's really nice out here. We've got baby geese and very peaceful.
Enjoying the morning. A Black Belt morning is something that you need to savor.
I thought it was fitting to have my Selma hat on for my for my hike today at Grist Park. And it's a beautiful day. A little chilly this morning, I chose this hiking trail, purple. I think it has a little more rustic to it. I wanted something a little more rustic. The lake is right here, and I found my hiking trail is just right off of the lake. So let's get started. It's a lovely hike here at Grist Park. One thing I like too is they mark throughout the purple. So I know that I'm on the purple trail, and some of the trees have the purple on there so that I know where I am. We don't want to get lost. But we are birding today, so let's see what we find. And I have this really awesome app. It's Cornell University's lab. It's called Merlin. And you can turn it on, and it does sound ID. And it will listen to the birds and tell you what bird is around you.
I had a little visitor at camp. It's a little calipitter. That's what my kids used to call it, calipitters. But this is an eastern tent caterpillar. They call it that because of the silk tent that they build in the trees. A lot of people try to take those tents down and kill the calipitter. But they can cause some damage to trees, and that's the main reason people do that. But rarely, if ever, do the trees die because of the damage. The best thing about these guys is that they're eaten by over 60 species of birds. They are not, however, toxic to humans. But you do need to be careful about picking up fuzzy calipitters in Alabama, because we do have some that have hairs that will cause irritation and even allergic reactions that could send some folks to the hospital. He's a cute little feller.
We were sitting around the picnic table. We just had some wonderful barbecue or grilled hot dogs and brats, thanks to Donnie, our camp cook. And Roger and his lovely wife Patty drove up. We wanted to talk to Roger a little bit about Grist and what's at Grist Park, and tell us about it. So Roger, he's the manager. He runs the place. I appreciate you being here, Roger Nickel.
No problem.
And he's been here for, how long have you been here, Roger?
I started in 1990.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's about
Been here for
34 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. I had to go back and tell a little history with Roger. When I first moved to Dallas County, I didn't have anywhere to live, and my family was still living in Shelby County. So I lived in the old Volkswagen bus. I lived down by the river in a van for 4 months. I lived right here, and Roger took care of me, and it was always nice to know that I had a friend to talk to when I came in, because I didn't know anybody at the time, you know. So, and I've been in love with this place ever since, and I appreciate what you do here. Tell us a little bit about Grist Park.
You know, we got camping, fishing, hiking, picnicking, horse trails, and stuff like that here.
So how many people do you see come through a year? What do you think?
Yeah, probably around estimated 7,000 or 8,000 folks a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
You stay pretty booked up during the weekends? Or
Mainly weekends and holidays we do. Yeah.
Any weekends or any? Is Grist seasonal?
Somewhat. When it's real cold, we won't have a whole lot of folks. But you know, starting in the early spring and when it starts getting cool is when everybody likes to do most of their camping.
But of course, it's open all year round.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
365 days a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it's real hot, you can't hardly do nothing outside. It slows down a little bit, and if it gets real cold, you know, it slows down a little bit then. But other than that, she does pretty good. Holidays and weekends and holidays is our best time.
Yeah. Some weekends it's hard to get a spot up there.
Absolutely.
So where do people come from when they come to stay here?
We've had some from Germany and New York and, you know, all over. They just passing through a lot of times, but
Yeah, how do you think they find out about it?
I don't know. You know, we're still on the Alabama State Park website and stuff like that, so you can Google us and find us the other way as well. So.
Of course, it's run by the county, formerly a state park,
Right,
but now county. But,
It's still called a state park because the state still owns the park,
Mhm.
but the county funds the park.
Right.
They're leasing it from the state,
Yeah.
and they left it as state park in order to keep it on the state website. And stuff
Well, that's
like that.
good.
So,
Well, it helps for in the Black Belt. You know, this is a tourism draw.
absolutely.
Being I consider the ecotourism
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
a big thing down here. Fishing, a lot of the outdoor sports,
Right. Fishing, hiking, horseback riding, you know.
and it's pretty unusual too because you can take the horses on the trails, which I love that option. We're actually staying here on our 2 lots with horses right down from us, and they're actually on this green patch. And today
We'll
I
try to do that
did
too.
a long hike. I did the Purple Trail, which has a little bit of up and a little bit of down. It was yeah, what's nice too is there's a lot of markers throughout to say you're on the purple,
Yes,
just in case you get lost.
all the trails are marked with we got purple, red, orange, and green trails, and they're all marked with little markers on
Yes,
the
it is throughout, which is nice because actually at one point you go over the road a few times to get back into the hike, which I thought was kind of nice because just in case I was getting lost.
You can always
I was
flag
like,
them.
I can flag somebody now because my sense of direction is very challenged. They just about like my horse riding. But it's beautiful out
it's
here
beautiful.
right
I
now.
love it. And how difficult are the trails? I mean, is there different degrees of difficulty?
There's some pretty steep hills, and then you got some flat areas. But yeah, they're different grades.
And this is horse and hiking.
Yeah,
You
it's
do?
multi-use trails.
Yeah.
Yes, I
You
saw.
can bring your bicycles, horses, or you could just hike them.
Well, that's a good question
Ooh,
too. Can you bring a
bike.
motorcycle or any kind of motorbike?
No, you can't
Mountain
bring in,
bikes, right?
Right, mountain bikes
Right.
only, no motorized
Right.
vehicles out there.
Ooh, that's nice. I didn't think about doing that.
Yeah. Can you put motorboats in the lake?
Trolley motors only.
Trolley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You can have trolley motors, but you can't have gas powered motors.
You got canoes and kayaks.
Yeah, we got.
Do y'all rent canoes still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have kayaks. We don't
Okay.
have any canoes anymore. Plus, we have paddle boats and.
I saw the paddle boats.
Yeah.
Do you rent those?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really neat.
That
You
is
could always
fun.
do that.
And for the horse folk, we were talking about the horse riding trails. Just recently, one of the local horse clubs has installed or helped to put in a horse primitive camping area and places for them. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's a little spot back on top of the hills to try to separate them from regular campers. And there's water there, but there's nothing else. It's just an open spot where you can, tie your horses up and just have your little primitive camp up there with your horses.
And of course, you can primitive camp doesn't mean you have to camp in a tent. You can put a trailer up there.
Absolutely.
You have showers here
Absolutely.
for those that may want to use
That's
full water.
exactly. And matter of fact, I just used it. And one of the good things I noticed about Grist showers is they keep them really clean and operational. There's always plenty of toilet paper and stuff like that. Which now, I would still recommend bringing a couple extra rolls.
Yes.
When you go camping anyway.
Yep, I brought extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what about the water?
It's a pressure regulator that you put on the water spigot before you hook your water line up. Because we have high pressure on our water lines
that's something good to know. Yeah.
that most of your campers are not built for high
Right.
pressure. So you have to put a little regulator on there to regulate how much water pressure goes into your camper.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, that is very good to know. The water quality though here is really good.
Absolutely, it's county water. So, yeah.
Speaking of water, I want to go back to the lake for just a second. We were talking about fishing. Cindy was asking a while ago, can you eat the fish in this lake?
Absolutely, yes. Sir.
What are in here?
Bass, catfish, and brown.
Oh, wow. But if you want to go fishing here, what do you need to have? I mean, don't you need
Just
to
the
have...
basic of reel and a rod and your bait. And it's basically all you need. Now, you can bring your own boat, and go out there and bass fish or whatever you want to do.
Does the park have a place to sell bait? Some do, some don't.
No, we don't sell it.
But we need to bring it in.
You have to bring your own.
What about legalities? I guess you have to have whatever the state fishing license is.
Yeah, you're required if you're 16 or older to have your state fishing license.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And is there any park fees for fishing or anything like that if you're camping?
If you're camping, no. But if you're just coming down here for the day, it's 6 to 12, $2. 5 and under free, and if you're over 62, it's $2, and anything in between is $3 a day. So.
Well, that's pretty affordable,
Yeah, that is not
especially
bad
if you're
at all.
catching something for dinner.
Yes. $3 dinner wouldn't be bad, would it?
Yeah.
What about park fees? I mean, to camp, obviously, you have to rent the slots.
Right. The modern sites are $22.88 unless you're 62 or older, and then they drop to $19.45 a night. Then we have our tent sites, which are $13.52 per tent per night, unless you're 62 or older, and then it drops to $11.48 a night. So.
And what about the horse area? Do they have to pay a fee to camp there?
Yeah, it'll be the same as the primitive. It'll be
Okay.
$13.52 or $11.48.
What about? I know one of the nice things about this park, and we've used them plenty of times ourselves, is the pavilions. You've got two really good pavilions over here. If I wanted to use one, what do I need to do?
Well, the way we work those, they're first come, first served, unless they're reserved. You know, a lot of people will just come down here for the day and just use one of them.
Right.
So they're more than welcome to. But if you don't want to, take a risk of someone over using it prior to you getting it, the large one's $25 and the small one's $15.
I got you. To reserve.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
if you're
that's
doing a
very
birthday
good.
party,
That's a great
$25
place
is
for it.
nothing compared to the junky places.
Especially with a birthday party, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
There's a great little playground over here for the kids. And you also offer swimming. There's actually a swimming area that we've swim in before. I love swimming in a lake with that gushy mud between your toes. I like that. Some people go, I like that. I like being in the water. I float. I don't need any floaties. I float good. Is there anything else? Like if somebody wanted to reserve a spot, what do they need to do to do
They
that?
would just call the park here at 334-872-5846 and leave us a message, and we would return the call, and we'll set it up from there.
While you're camping at Grist Park, there's a lot to see in Dallas County. Be sure you visit historic downtown Selma. There you can visit the Edmund Pettus Bridge, which figured so prominently in the Civil Rights Movement during the Selma to Montgomery March in 1965. Then you can visit the Selma Interpretive Center to learn more about the Civil Rights Movement. Plus, there's the Old Depot Museum with artifacts from the earliest days of the area. Von Smitherman Museum. It was built in 1847. It was a school for orphans, a Confederate hospital. It was even the first African-American hospital. It was also Dallas County's courthouse for a while. Then there's Sturdivant Hall Museum, built in 1852 as a residence, and is a fine example of Greek Revival architecture. It's even featured in the Catherine Tucker Wyndham book, 13 Alabama Ghosts and Jeffrey. And speaking of ghosts, Alabama's best-known ghost town, which is considered very haunted in itself, is just a 10 to 15-minute drive from Selma. Old Cahaba Archaeological Park is the site of the first state capital of the state of Alabama, founded in 1819. It became a prominent town during the Civil War, and afterwards, after a little lull, it became one of the most affluent cities in the USA. They've got many tours, and in October, a special haunted history tour. It's also just a great place to walk around, ride horses, ride bikes, and relax, and learn a little bit of history. Wrapping up the weekend is my least favorite part of a weekend.
I know. We've had such a great time here at Grist Park.
It's been fun. It's been fun. What did you? What are some of the things you liked?
Fishing.
Yeah, you did
Yes,
good.
I caught a little fish and got to eat it and everything.
I enjoyed trying. That was
I know
fun.
it was and
Yeah.
it was beautiful because we
Yeah.
tried at sunset last night, which
Mhm.
was a beautiful time. The weather has been fantastic, but the facilities
Couldn't
are
have
also
asked for
great.
better. Yeah.
We are showing and seeing the Black Belt and it's all of its glory.
And it's splendor. Yeah,
I know
exactly.
it is, and such a great spot. It's quiet. We had great neighbors.
That's another fun thing about campgrounds.
Yeah.
Because there's some places you can go camp in the middle of nowhere and there's nobody around, which has got its positives.
Yes.
But camping in a campground, especially one like this one, Grist, you're far enough away from people, but you're close enough as well.
We had horse friends.
Had horse friends that
We
came
did.
and
We
visited.
had geese
Love that.
friends. You're gonna see a
Those
lot
baby
of geese videos
I know, they're so cute.
because the babies this time of year.
Yeah. They run around.
And the hiking was fantastic. I actually loved the hiking. I took the purple trail, which apparently is the roughest of the trails,
Wow.
which I didn't know what I was picking, but I loved it, and it had some up and some back
Yeah.
down, and that's what I like is some variety.
And camping in the Black Belt is going to be a regular thing. We've got Grist is our first one.
In
and
Dallas County.
in Dallas County, and we're going to go to Fosque in Marengo County. We'll go to, um, I guess,
Eufaula,
Roland
Roland Cooper in
down in
Wilcox
Wilcox County
County.
will be another good one down there, and then
Yes.
Eufaula. There's the Wind Creek Park over in Wind Creek State Park in Alex City is a beautiful one that
We have
some
a
friends of mine camp
lot
there all
of
the time.
great
Yeah,
options
a
in
lot
the
of
Black
great
Belt.
options.
And it's great for the folks that live in the Black Belt to come and check it out, but also if you don't live in the Black Belt to come and check it out.
This is a great place to vacation
Make
and
a
to
little trip.
spend a weekend to relax and get the
Or if
pressure
you're coming
off.
through to Florida, stop here on your way because the
Yeah.
weather is amazing.
It is beautiful, especially this time of year. Main thing is to keep watching blackbeltnewsnetwork.com for camping in the Black Belt because it's going to be coming up on a regular basis. May not every week, may not every 2 weeks, but it's going to be on a regular basis.
We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you'll see it even at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com in our outdoors section.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of places you'll be able to see it. And give us your ideas. Send an idea where you would like. What would you like to see us do while we're camping? Send it to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com.
Or maybe there's a place you'd like to see us go camp that you're curious about.
Yes.
We'll try.
We even have some partners that will join us in the next few.
Yeah.
We will venture out of the park to see what's around us.
Places to see and places to go and all kind of
Cooking,
stuff.
we will cook with some flavors and
Flavors of the
items
Black
that
Belt,
are popular here in the Black Belt. So that is what is to come. We're excited to get started with this first episode, but there's so much more to go. And we had a lot of fun.
We've got to thank our buddies over in Meridian at Camper Kingdom.
It would not have been possible to glamp without Camper Kingdom in Meridian, Mississippi. It is not far at all from the Black Belt. It makes sense to just drive a short little hop over to Meridian. And they have so many options too. We had some cool nights, but we were both able to stay warm.
Yeah.
And had a fire, and it was just terrific. So we loved it.
Thanks for watching the first episode of Camping Adventures in the Black Belt. Be sure to check blackbeltnewsnetwork.com frequently for new episodes as Cindy, Todd, and Camp Cook Donnie take you to the campgrounds of Alabama's Black Belt region. Camping Adventures in the Black Belt is a production of Kingfisher Media and the Black Belt News Network.